it's Kales, and I'm coming at you with 25 fabulous bookish facts about me. That sounded really, like, arrogant there, but that's okay. I've been seeing this, like, semi-sort of tag video going around BookTube lately, and I really want to do it, so here goes nothing. Number 1, I dog-ear my books. Sorry, guys. Not sorry, like, I've been doing it for years. I mostly do it when there's a quote on a page that I want to remember, so that when I go back and I flip through the book, I know it's right there, and I don't have to go hunting for it. Yeah, I do that quite a lot. It was also how I used to bookmark my books when I was a kid, because I always lost my bookmarks. Like, pretty much always. Number 2, I have actually never read Outlander. And I know that might not be a big shock to some people because that book is honking, but I actually know the entire story for the entire series. And I say that because I was never limited to what I read as a child, except Outlander, and that's because it was my mother and my grandmother's favorite book ever, and I always wanted to read it, but my mom wouldn't let me because of the sex and the violence in it. Instead, she decided to tell me the storyline ever since I was younger. I grew up with Jamie and Claire and all of their adventures, but I never have read a single sentence of any of the books. That leads me to number 3, which is spoilers don't bother me. Because of that reason, I have never really cared about spoilers. It's like, if they happen, that sucks. Kind of doesn't really bother me. And that's also partially because my mother and I have been telling each other about our books for the longest time. Often we just tell each other the whole plot of our story that we're reading, and that's how we communicated with books. And spoilers were included, so they never bothered me. They still don't. Which leads me to number 4. I come from a bibliophile family. We swear it's a genetic disease. It's awful because if you go to my grandparents' house where my mama and my papa are, they have a whole room filled with books. And I kid you not, there's like a suit of armor in there, and there's like books up to the ceiling, and they have bookshelves, and every single time they come over, we always have to go to the bookstores. It's just how it works. Like, and then, not to mention, my mother has a ton of books. My dad actually built her in-the-wall bookshelves downstairs one year for like her birthday or Christmas or something. And then I have bookshelves. It's just a disease. It's a genetic disease. Yeah. Number 5, I have a knack for recommending books. I just have a weird talent for it. Even people who like don't really read, I sometimes just talk to them about their interests and stuff, and you know, books that they maybe have read or what they didn't like in school, and I have a way of recommending books to them, and they always tend to come back to me for more. I love helping people find books because I believe that inside of everyone there is a reader, they just haven't found the right book yet. Number 6, I don't really read my books. Like, I buy a lot of them, but not always do I pick them up again, and I don't really know why that is. I don't really know a lot of people that do reread their books, even though they buy a lot of books. Do you reread your books? I'd be interested to know. But the one series that I have read over 30 times is Harry Potter. Like, physically sat down and read it. That's also not including the number of times that I listened to the Harry Potter book series on audiobook, which I listen to when I go to bed to help me sleep. Jim Dale's voice is just so soothing. But the 8th fact about me is that while I've read 1 through 6 over 30 times, I've only read book 7 once. I can't get through it again. Number 9, I am 100% totally a mood reader. Like, whatever I'm in the mood for, I'll read. Like, I'm not big on, like, sprints or, you know, it's not something that I do. Or binge reading. Binge reading is also really hard for me. I'm somebody who likes to read when I want to read, and that's just kind of how I am. Sometimes it comes in like really long spurts where I read for like 7 hours straight and I finish the book in a day. Other times it takes me months to finish it. And it's nothing always against the book, it's just kind of the mood that I'm in. Also, I'm very much tailored toward genre by whatever mood I'm in. There's no real science to it, it's just what I feel like. It's one of the very few things in my life that I just go with what I feel like. Number 10, when I was younger, I used to adapt books into movies. I learned a screenplay format, and I did this ever since I was about 12 years old. I would sit downstairs and I would adapt books into movies. Some of the books that I adapted into movies were Stargirl, as well as Maximum Ride. Those scripts will never see the light of day, but I had a lot of fun doing that, and I still kind of do it for fun. It was just a learning mechanism for me to learn how to write screenplays and study books more. Number 11, I have no shame in DNFing. I don't finish books. If it's not worth my time, I'm not gonna read it. And I don't have shame in saying that there are a lot of books in this world that I started and I didn't finish because I didn't like them. Like, that's how it works. Some other books, like Dorothy Just Die, which I finished and I shouldn't have because it was a waste of my life, but that's okay. In general, actually pretty much all the time, I have no shame in DNFing. If I don't finish a book, I don't finish the book. Life's too short for bad books. Number 12, I mostly buy books and keep them so that I can loan them out. I know that sounds weird, but even some books that like I'm not the biggest fan of, I'll keep because somebody else may be the biggest fan of them and I want to like either give them that book or loan it to them because I love being able to be like, oh, I know exactly what book you should read. Here it is. And that gives them like no real excuse not to read it, especially if I loan it to them, then they have to give it back to me at some point. I love loaning books out. It's true. It's a book. It should be well loved. That's my philosophy anyway. And that's my new philosophy. Name that reference. Anybody in the comments. Musical theater people, you can get it. Number 13, I've been going to book signings since I was little. Like, little. I don't know if anybody knows this author or like this is a flashback. Tommy DePola, who wrote like Stregonona, those picture books. This is his very first chapter book. And I actually went to his book signing. Right here. So see? To Mikaley. 1999. Like... That's how long I've been going to book signings. This is the one that I can remember being the earliest. If it was 1999, that means I was like 8 years old. 8 or 9. That's crazy. So cool, but crazy. Just know I've been in love with books and book signings for a really long time. Number 14, I am a sucker for Shakespeare. Yeah, that's the plain and simple of it. I haven't read all of Shakespeare's plays. I really want to. One day I hope to see all of his plays. I'd love to go to the Globe. That'd be amazing. So cool. Yeah, I'm a huge sucker for Shakespeare. Number 15, I read plays. A lot of people don't. You'll be surprised. Like, a lot of theater majors do not read plays. Number 21, there are some movies I like better than the books. It's true, people, and anybody who says it isn't true is lying, because it just happens. It's rare, but it happens. And I'm not going to tell you what they are here because I want to make that video one day. Oh, number 22 is fun. Number 22 is I myself have written 2 books. Full books that I've edited and, you know, done with. But I've completely abandoned them. And they will never see the light of day again. But I keep the manuscripts to tell myself that I started and finished something. And that hopefully one day I will write a book that will see the light of day. It just won't be either of these. Number 23, I can't get rid of books if they're signed. It's like a seal for me, a branding. I can't get rid of them if they're signed, even if I didn't like the book. I have at least, I think, like 3 of them that are signed that I didn't like, and yet I still have them because I can't get rid of them. They have my name on it, and they're signed by the author, and I always just find it so sad when people let go of signed books. I'm really happy when I find them. Like, I have this one that is signed by Rick Riordan, but it says to Jenny. I'm not Jenny. But I'm gonna keep it because Rick Riordan signed it, and that's precious to me. So yeah, even if I didn't like the book, I keep the signed version if I have it. Number 24, on the note of Rick Riordan, I, for the last like 5 years, have gotten a Heroes of Olympus book on my birthday because all of them have come out around my birthday, like within a week. What's great about the Percy Jackson series is it's kind of like a pseudo Harry Potter in that I would get the book, my siblings would buy it for me, and then they'd send it to me because a couple of those years I was in college, and I'd get it and I'd read the book and I'd bring it home for Christmas, and then I'd give it to my brother and my brother would read it, and then my mom would read it, so that by the end, by like New Year's, all of us would have read it and we could talk about it, and it was just a really great bonding experience for us, and I hope that the Trials of Apollo goes the same way. Number 25, I have this amazing stamp that has my name, Library of M.M. Mozleigh, on it that I stamp in all my books. And I've had a lot of authors comment to me that this is really cool. Lauren Oliver actually thought I stole it from an actual library, and V.E. Schwab just recently said that she thought it was really cool too. So, yay. For my stamp, let's not break it. So those are 25 awesome book facts about me. I would love to hear one book fact about you down in the comments below. Don't forget to tune into Book Battles on Tuesday, March 22nd at 1 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. GMT time across the pond. Yeah. Bye guys, until next time. Oh, my dog is licking my foot.